There is a provision of appeal also under RTI. If an applicant doesn't receive information in time, if he doesn't receive full information whatever he has asked for, and if he is not satisfied with the information whatever he has received, he or she can appeal. Where he can appeal, that is a CIC, as I told you. First appeal, so process of request, how it is dealt, it is in flowchart form. First appeal in 30 days, first appellant authority, and then decision within 30 or 35 days is communicated to citizen. If he is not satisfied, then second appellate authority is CIC. Within 90 days he has to reach there. Final decision comes. How much days it takes? Citizen gets the information. Now, how you can, when you can reach to Central Information Commission, what type of complaint you can complain. So there are three parts. One is citizen, another is his complaint, and then the agency, that is CIC. So failure to respond to your request within 30 working days. Suppose PIO doesn't respond, so you can approach CIC. If he doesn't give you proper advice and help within the stipulated time, you also can, then also you can go to CIC. Failure to give information in the form in which you asked for it, you can go to CIC. And failure to properly explain reasons for refusing your request. Suppose he doesn't tell why it is refused, you can go to CIC. There is a provision of penalties also in RTI Act 2005. Here I will tell you one thing, that CIC has got the judiciary power. So they impose the penalty on PIO or APIO. For unreasonable delay, it is rupees 250 per day up to rupees 25,000. It can be penalized. For illegitimate refusal to accept application, malified denial, knowing providing false information, and destruction of information, etc. Suppose he is playing, rather I will say he is manipulating the things, then also he can be fined up to 25,000. Recommendation for departmental action for persistent or serious violations. Suppose PIO does the violation, then departmental inquiry can be set up and action can be taken. However, one part is there is no criminal liability. Immunity from legal action for action taken in good faith. Why this has been section 21 mein? Why he has been given immunity from legal action? That is in good faith and thinking no, or normally all PIOs do it, only delay financial penalties have been imposed. ACAR, APR. See, I'll give you some what cannot be disclosed. So apart from being personal information, ACRs of officers and employees need not to be disclosed because they do not contribute to any public interest. But any information which is of public interest can be challenged, can be sought. DPC minutes are exempt from disclosure. However, this exemption is not available in giving a list of candidates. Suppose you ask the list candidates, it can be given. But minutes cannot be given to you. TA bill. Travel has been performed as a part of discharged official duties. So citizen has the right to seek the disclosure of the same. Leave records of an official is a personal information. It doesn't have any public interest, so it cannot be made available to you. There are some lists I'll give you now under section 4. So moto disclosures. Under section 4.1a, every public authority shall maintain all records duly catalogued and indexed, computerized within a reasonable time, subject to availability of resources, and published in the website. This they have to do it on their website. Section 4.1b, publish 17 volumes of documents within 120 days from the enactment of this act, 12/10/2005 within April 2006. There are some proactive disclosures. There are suo moto disclosures and there are proactive disclosures. There are 6 parts in that. So particulars of organization, functions and duties, powers and duties of officers and employees, rules, regulations, instructions, manuals and records for discharging functions. This is just like a charters, what we say. Particulars of any arrangement that exists for consultation with or representation by the members of the public in relation to the formulation of its policy or implementation thereof. A statement of the categories of documents that are held by it under its control. All public authorities have to disclose these. A statement of boards, council committees and other bodies constituted as its parts. The names, designation and other particulars of the public information officers. Procedures followed in decision making process. Directory of officers and employee. The monthly remuneration received by each of its officers and employees, including the system of compensation as provided in the regulations. The budget allocated to each agency, particularly of all plans, proposed expenditures. These are the citizen charter type of things which has to be displayed, which has to be on the website. The manner of execution of subsidies programs, particulars of recipients of concessions, permits, norms set by its discharge of its functions, information available in electronic form. And last is proactive disclosures list में particulars of the facilities available to the citizen for obtaining information and other useful information. So this is 16th is nothing but a RTI office details, who is the PIO, what is the address, all this. So motor disclosures, but there are some guidelines. 15th April 2013, DOPT issued some guidelines. Procurement more than 10 lakhs, RTI applications, transfer policy and orders, other rules and regulations, tour by HOD, transparency, citizen charter, disclosure medium, website updation to complete in 6 months time and third party audit. These SOMOTO disclosure need to be done as per DOPT guidelines 15th April 2013. Again 29 June 2015, some guidelines were issued. They are creative user friendly website, to include RTI in all professional upgradation training module, to evolve proper grievance redressal system for RTI users, recruitment, promotion, transfer, related info in public domain, to implement retention schedule. दोस्तों, जैसा कि मैंने बताया, अब समय ऑनलाइन का आ गया है. पहले आप पेपर पे एप्लीकेशन देते थे, सबमिट करते थे. चीजें बदल रही हैं, समय बदल रहा है, तकनीक बदल रही है. उसी के अनुसार हमारी प्रोसेस बदल रही है. अब हम RTI ऑनलाइन भी कर सकते हैं. तो ऑनलाइन RTI, द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज ICT based tool that facilitates, empowers the citizen to. So what is empowers? File RTI request online, file first appeal online, receive reply online and track and monitor the status. As in other online things you do. Suppose you the speed post, you get the slip, there is a code. You can track where is your parcel, what is the date wise, same thing. So even you can file the request also online. You need not to go personally to department and give it. Facilitates the ministries, department, bodies of GOI, Government of India, to e-manage and e-monitor the RTI request and first appeal. Who are the stakeholders? RTI online, citizen, CPIO, FAA, nodal officer. Component RTI online has two components: the online request and appealing filing system. So citizen interface is there with this website, and the RTI request and appeal management system. One is request filing system and request and appeal management system. That is a public authority interface. This is again flowchart type things. RTI online processes, how we can see. Citizen will, public authority will convert it to online, RTI online, and it will be given to the citizen. Or RTI citizen directly can do RTI online. This will be RTI MIS, that is centralized database. From here it will be sent to the RTI online public authority interface, and then it will be reached to citizen. RTI online portals. This is the system how portal works. RTI online public authority citizen interface. Life cycle of the RTI request. Citizen file a RTI request online. Request received by the nodal officer. Then it is forwarded to the CPIO. It is forwarded to the DPIO if required, that is a deemed PIO, and deemed PIO sends a reply to CPIO, and final reply comes and the request is disposed of by giving the information to the citizen online. Nodal officer modules. New request, a nodal officer comes. He forward request to the concerned CPIO, transfer request to another PA, or supporting document if required from applicant he will ask, and return to applicant. Citizen is online, he will get all the things done. Ultimately, he gets the report either by post or in PDF form, where whatever he wants. If he has documents, this also can be given. CPIO module, see how it works. A nodal officer will receive RTI, it will be forwarded to the CPIO. Process is same, only I am trying to show how it works out in a flowchart system. CPIO sends it to the under process, third party involvement, additional payment required, request under process, or transfers partially to other PIO, transfer requirement to other PIO, partially to other PIO, or forward requisition to DPIO. And final reply rejects RTI request. Either it can be partially reject, accept RTI request, or request dispose of, and it reaches to the citizen. DPIO module, deemed PIO, how it works out, you see. Then deemed PIO module comes only in the existence when CPIO asks the assistant from other officers that he wants some assistance because he has a workload more or whatever the reason, he can get DPIO, and then DPIO module works like this, that CPIO forward the request to DPIO, DPIO take up the process, send reply to the CPIO, and it is in final reply form, it is conveyed to the citizen. There are two appellate, first appellate module and second appellate module. The first appellate module में what happens, he file first appeal citizen and he gets all the information CPIO through, and first appellate authority if wants they can call party for hearing and all this one. So ultimately this is how it works out. What are the features? See, what is the difference online salient, online RTI and simple RTI? Because once you give simple RTI application, it will be in physical form, record will be there, it will take its own time. Here you can, as I told you, you can take status. As you track the status and you will come to know. First the benefit is, it is available 24/7 all through the year for filing, tracking of RTI request and first appeal. Enables the citizen to file RTI request and first appeal online to concerned public authority. RTI fee and additional fee online through credit debit cards or internet banking facility. System generated unique registration number for the RTI request and first appeals. See, as you get another part, one time password or second, same thing it comes out, you get the registration number, and always through that registration number, you can track down your case, in which stage it is and what is going on. Then system generated letters at various stage of processing of RTI request appeal, thus reducing the time for drafting and typing the same. See what happens, physical form mein he will dictate, he will give you this one, and then by post it will come or you will go to collect. And nowadays in corona time, who will go? So social distancing. So online has become a very good system ki automatically at your table you will get it. Monitoring at the level of nodal officer for all CPIOs and FAAs. Means CPIO can monitor the things nodal officer level, but what is happening, and generation of various types of returns. So different informations are generated automatically documents mein. System maintains the history of all the actions chronologically. This is very important. Date wise, when it went to CPIO, when he referred it to the another officer, or he shared it, all the things you will get on this one. Citizen can track the status of RTI. See, this is how great it is. Once it is known, 30 days tak you don't know what you are getting. But online, yes, you can track weekly or you can track after 2 days, 3 days, what is the status of your request. Status through SMS and email to citizens. So another part occurs that they send you SMS. Facility to register and upload the RTI request and first appeal received physically by the public authority. Alerts on pending RTI request to CPIOs. Monitoring of RTI request, first appeals by CPIOs, FAS through various. And this record, once it is online, the main thing is it cannot be destroyed. So suppose you want to go to the second appeal authority, so delay also you can sort out. If this is deliberate delay or something, accordingly you can act. So that's what I wanted to tell you about RTI. It is a very good instrument, very good module, but we have to use it very scrupulously. Normally, what happens? We get something and we start using it without thinking the consequences of this, or whatever thinking just with harassment है, चलो I will ask this information, let department work on this. This attitude should not be there. You should have really wherever you want, which is your beneficial, by which information you will be benefited, or suppose some injustice has been done on you, through RTI you can process it. So this is a very good tool for public, and let us use it, not misuse misuses. Thank you.